What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new episode for everybody. 124. Moving on up in this piece. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing good, man. You know, despite the lackluster All-Star weekend, these shows have been keeping me entertained, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, let's get right into it, man. Season's pretty much done. Right now, pretty much getting ready to go into NFL free agency. A lot of speculation going on, man, with these who's gonna get franchise tag, who's not. Your boy Danny Dimes wants $45 million. Sorry to tell you, buddy, but that's not happening.
I heard a funny line today. It was they were talking that like he fired his agent and he's looking for big. He's like yeah, and we hear that he's looking for $45 million. And the guy goes, well, yeah, I mean, I'd like $45 million too. If we're just throwing money around. So Rich, I'm here to say I will take $45 million if someone's willing to hand it out.
Yeah, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. He does have the leverage here, you know, with the Giants. But ultimately, I think it wouldn't be a wise decision for them to sign him to such a lucrative deal like that. I think they're better taking their chances and getting a replacement than looking for a quarterback in the draft for further down the line. Not to mention, there's a bunch of quarterbacks that are free agents now that could possibly replace him. So.
Yeah, I mean, tough time for Danny Dimes. We asked for $45 million. I mean, he's coming off of I would say a decent year. I'm not gonna go and say it was amazing, but just seems like a lot.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. This has been his best season of his career, but ultimately, he only threw for 15 touchdowns. So
right.
That's like not even won a game, like almost won a game, pretty much. But
yeah, he did a lot of work. He did a lot of work on the ground too. But to me, like, unless there's only a handful of guys that can really sustain the work on the ground, right? I mean, it's just not. Even you saw Hurts kind of do it this year, but even I would say towards the end of the season, he's backing off of it, and those guys just don't stay healthy. So I just don't think that is what you should be banking your $45 million ask on.
Oh yeah, and you're not going to pay $45 million to a quarterback that makes you one-dimensional.
Right.
Especially with the teams in our division, we're going to need to air the ball out. So I mean, I'm sure we're going to address the receivers in the offseason, get some upgrades, but we're gonna need a quarterback that's going to be able to sling it. So from what I can tell, I mean, he's decent, but I don't know if he still needs. We need better weapons for him to showcase that. But if not, I mean, there's plenty of other quarterbacks out there. Of the free agent quarterbacks, he's probably like the fifth or sixth one, best one available. So I'm not too gung-ho on signing him back. If we lose him, we lose him. That way we save cap room, and then we get a better quarterback.
It sounds like a great plan on paper, Rich. Let's see what they can pull off.
Yeah, but for some reason I feel like we're gonna lose him and Barkley. So it's gonna be interesting in the offseason.
I think it depends. If they lose Danny Dimes, I think it just depends on. I mean, obviously, they need to bring in a quarterback, so it depends who they bring in. Then you can really make the decision on Barkley. If you're going in full tank though, like I don't see the Giants doing that. So
no, I think they'll franchise Barkley because I mean that's the cheaper of the options. And then that's the thing, we got to get receivers. So we got to see what we can do in reference to possibly drafting one with this draft pick or trying to pick somebody up in the free agent.
I think the franchise tag for running backs is like $18 million. So I know it's
a lot cheaper.
I get doing that, but I think that you can sign him to like a 2-year deal where you kind of put all the money up front and then figure out what to do, right? Like I don't think maybe they franchise him and then try to figure it out, but I feel like it's a lot of guaranteed money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Worst case scenario, we franchise Barkley and then get a cheaper quarterback than Danny Dimes trying to get 45. So.
Oh yeah.
And then we got the Lamar Jackson situation going on. Are they going to normal franchise him, or are they going to exclusive franchise him? That's going to be the question, man. I think that's going to be, it's pretty much with the quarterback is going to be dominoes, like a domino effect. Whether or not Lamar gets franchised and if Aaron Rodgers gets traded or not and demands a trade. And I think once either of those two things happen, that's when we'll see what pans out with Derek Carr and then some of the other quarterbacks like Garoppolo and some of the others.
Yeah, I think ultimately the Ravens do sign him. I don't think that they franchise him, or if they franchise him, they do it and then work out a long-term deal. I think franchising your star quarterback just sends the wrong message, right? If you can't sign your star quarterback to a contract, then what are we doing here? And I know that it's a protection play, right? Like if they have to do it, they'll do it. But I think that they either try to sign him before the franchise tag deals are up, or they tag him last minute and get a deal done before the season. Because I don't think you're franchise tagging him in hope to let him go at the end of the year. So if they tag him, I would assume that they're either going to work out a long-term deal or they're going to trade him.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, because if you put that exclusive tag on him, that's $45 million, and then not to mention if you don't get a deal done, now you franchise him again. You're looking at over $50 million. So you're looking at close to almost $100 million in guaranteed money in 2 years if they don't figure out a deal. But either way, I mean, he still wants to guarantee money. So I mean, you might not have to dish out 100 within the first 2 years, but ultimately, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Because there's going to be a lot of teams, even if he doesn't get the exclusive, there's going to be a lot of teams that don't mind giving up 2 first-round picks compared to your boy Deshaun Watson. They gave up 3 to get him, and that was in a trade. So
yeah, and then I think that once that happens, or once whatever happens with Lamar, which should happen here in the next, I would guess a couple of weeks or so, free agency starting, I believe it's March 12th, 13th, something like that. We'll see how the rest of the dominoes fall from there. Because yeah, like you said, you got Carr, you got Rodgers, you got Jimmy G, and you got probably 15 teams that could use an upgrade at quarterback. So yeah, it's good. This is one of the more interesting off seasons in terms of QBs, because you actually have some decent guys. I'm not going to say that they're like, outside of Rodgers, who's the next MVP, but his age, I think that you got some guys that can play the position at a pretty high level. I'm not gonna go as far as some of the Jets reporting and say that Derek Carr could be a Hall of Famer, but we'll say he's a average to above average quarterback.
Yeah, but I think he can get it done in a system where you got a great running game and a good defense. He's not one. Don't get me wrong, he did turn over the ball a lot this year, one of his highs in as far as interceptions. But ultimately, with the right coaching, if you got a good run game where he's not throwing 30 passes a game and kind of keeping those turnovers down, so that it could definitely be done. He could definitely lead a team to deep in the playoffs with the right build. So
yeah.
Then we got the NFL draft coming up. I mean, these mock drafts are looking crazy, man. They got your boy from Georgia going number 1 now, Jalen Carter. Really? Yeah, man.
Oh, that's the Bears, though.
Yeah, if the Bears don't trade out of that pick.
Yeah, I saw one that had Bryce Young going number 1 to someone after the trade.
Yeah, so either it's going to be a lot of. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm the Bears, I'm gonna trade away Fields, man, just because of the haul you can get back, because they need a lot of help.
Yeah, I agree. I think they have to move that pick. It's just, who do you move it to?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Either you move the pick or you move Fields for one of the other quarterbacks. But honestly, I like Fields better.
I'm not moving Fields.
Yeah, but I think I like Fields better than any of the quarterbacks in this draft. But
agreed.
But some people feel like your boy Young is a potentially better quarterback, or equal quarterback, but he's a lot smaller. That's the real thing that concerns me. Similar to Tua. I mean, once you get in the NFL, the game speeds up. You're pretty much dealing with the biggest and fastest of all the college football players all in one spot. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, outside of that, they got pretty much They pretty much got like 3 quarterbacks going in the top 10. Between Stroud and the other guy from Kentucky, Will Levis. And then this other quarterback sneaking up too from Florida. There's another big guy, 6'4", like 232.
Oh yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. He he was kind of like the hot pick early on for Heisman. He got off to a really good start, but then he
Yeah,
faded.
fizzled out. So probably looking at almost 4 quarterbacks going in the top 10.
It's crazy when this happens, when they say like, it's not a good quarterback draft, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, there's like 8 guys that are going to get drafted in the top 15. It's like, how did this happen?
Well, that's the thing. It just is supply and demand, man. Like some of these teams can't afford to not pass up on a quarterback, because if you don't get one now, you never know when you'll be in a position to get one. So, like I said, man, it's going to be interesting to see how these quarterbacks fall out, because we're really going to see what happens come the combine. So when they get the full measurement, and if these guys throw, which most likely they probably won't, maybe 2 of them will, and the rest of them pretty much going to save it to the pro day. But and then the Wonderlic results come back and says like one of these quarterbacks are not very bright, and then but I'm definitely looking forward to it. So
for sure.
Hopefully, the Giants can sneak up a receiver in this draft. But I mean, we don't have a top pick, man. So
what are you drafting?
Like 23rd? No, I think it was
yeah, that's right. I forgot that they went through the first round there.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
I mean, if not, probably go. We're 25th, man. Maybe sneak a edge rusher if he is still around. If not, I'm not gonna lie, the other running back from Texas was good too, Bijan Robinson.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's if we part ways with Barkley and have to end up trading him or something. So
a lot of options.
Oh yeah, definitely. But definitely looking forward to hopefully the off season is spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna keep us entertained during the off season. Then I think that's it for the NFL. And on to the NBA. I mean, NBA just wrapped up All-Star weekend. Not the best All-Star weekend we had. Well, we had the celebrity game on Friday. Then we had the Rising Stars after that. Not gonna lie, I wasn't really impressed. I like the fact that they switched it up. They did different teams, but ultimately, it didn't give the same like hype.
Yeah.
As it used to. Because then you could see like certain upcoming stars go at it.
Yeah, and I used to like when they did the rookie one, like the straight rookie game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was more like, you kind of, maybe you don't know all the rookies, and it kind of gave you a flavor. I'll never forget, like, I think it was like the 95 or 96 when like Damon Stoudemire was a rookie, and it was just a really cool event. And that one, for whatever reason, stuck in my head because of the Raptors jerseys at the time.
Yeah.
But now it's like Rising Star could be like a guy that's like 4 years into the league or something. So it's like the guys that are not quite good enough to be all-stars in the league, but are still young enough that they probably will be. And you could tell that some of the guys enjoyed it, but some of the guys didn't want to be there.
Yeah, pretty much. As I said, I think they need to switch it back to like either like the sophomores versus the rookies, or keep it
sophomores versus rookies. Yeah.
Like keep it like restricted, where it's like those first year players versus the second year players, or we're seeing the first and second in 2 different games, just so you can kind of, that way you get to see the different names of upcoming rookies and upcoming sophomores that you might have not got to see because they're all on OKC because they have 30 first round picks. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how things pan out. I'm sure next year is going to be a lot different because you're going to have some of the hype, with Victor, and then Scoots, depending on how things pan out, next year for them when they play. So
yeah, I'm like so mixed on just the whole weekend in general. It used to be like something I really look forward to, and now it's starting with the Friday night game. I don't know. And maybe it's just me being old and grumpy, but like I don't know. Like I like some of the older stuff that they had, and obviously they're trying to keep like the dunk contest and 3-point contest, but 3-point contest has probably overtaken the dunk contest for me at this point. Yeah. Although I did watch Mac McClung, and it was pretty cool, but it's not the same without having like the bigger stars and the Vince Carters and those kind of guys, and in the like Mac McClung is barely on the 76ers, and like I know the guy is like had like I think they said like 300 different teammates over his career, and he's just like working his ass off to get to the NBA. But like, no offense, Mac McClung, but I'd rather see like LeBron and Ant and those guys in the dunk contest.
Yeah, they asked Ant if he's going to do it. He said nope.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
I was like, what?
like these guys that can dunk in game where, even Jalen, like a Jalen Brown, the guy's like an amazing dunk, it's never going to happen because these guys, I don't know, it's either incentive or it's just not worth it for them to get injured because, they're going to make $50 million per year on their next contract if they're healthy and hit all their all pro, whatever they need to hit. So it's like these guys are never going to be in a dunk contest, but just kind of sucks.
Yeah, I honestly think you got to double ante. Well, I won't say double, but make the ante crazy where it's either an average, I won't say average salary, probably higher than that, like a top 20 salary or worth like $20 million or something crazy where for somebody to go play in this and win it, you're pretty much doubling your income in a year.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like something where it's yeah. I mean, they're never going to shell out that much money. I mean, it took them like forever to get to the $1 million mark on doing it, and now it's like again, like if you're not, if you're over 4 or 5 years in the league, you're making boatloads of money already if you're still in the league. So it's like
yeah, but it's like a free. But I think it's like a free signing bonus if you think about it. Like if I'm LeBron, LeBron's not. He probably don't care, but if I'm like, I want to say like Ja or Zion or somebody, one of these, I want to say rookies, but younger players are kind of still on the first contract. For me to get 50 or 40 million from winning the dunk contest, I'm definitely putting a lot of effort in it and trying to win it. So
yeah. I mean, if they did that, I think you'd probably pull guys they're never gonna do that. Put that much money on the line for it. So as long as it stays around $1 million or $2 million, like these guys are looking at it saying, well, Ja's looking saying, I'm not going to potentially hurt myself somehow and cost myself, getting all pro this year or all NBA and then missing out on my max extension in 2 years. Right. So that's what they're looking at. And I don't blame them. It's a business decision, but it just sucks for the fans.
Yeah. Or maybe include in the contract if you do a certain amount of dunk contest or 3-point contest.
Yeah, so here's the issue with that, though. The owners are never going to sign off on that because they don't want their guy getting hurt in a dunk contest if they're going to invest all this money into him.
Well, I mean, the NBA probably needs to have some kind of insurance policy where they say if your guy gets hurt from any of the All-Star activities, the salary doesn't count towards it goes to like an NBA salary, which is an escrow or some craziness like that.
Yeah, it's probably too difficult, but they could figure something out. It would be great to see those guys in it.
Definitely. We're going to have to keep our fingers crossed.
Yep.
Then outside of that, I mean, got about 25 games left in the NBA before playoffs. How you feeling about your team coming out this last little quarter of the season?
Good. I think that they're getting healthy. Obviously, the Jays look good in the All-Star game. Tatum bringing home the MVP. Not that it really mattered because it was just a glorified game at Rucker Park. But no, I think I like where they're at. I think that the break was good for Smart and Williams to get healthy and ready for the stretch run here. And you see other teams that are kind of beaten up a little bit. Obviously, Brooklyn getting dismantled, and then Giannis has got a wrist issue that's going to keep him out for a little bit, and even Chris Middleton's there, but he hasn't. I think he's still coming off the bench. I don't think he's playing full minutes yet. So yeah, I mean, can't be upset right now, but again, got to finish off the season because the Bucks are right there and they're not going anywhere.
Oh yeah. It's going to be interesting, two-man race between those you guys and the Bucks. I don't think Philly or the Cavs can catch you guys, but that's going to be an interesting second-round matchup if you guys have to play any of those teams. So don't get me wrong, I definitely still think you can beat them, but it's going to be a better matchup, better basketball to watch compared to let's say if you guys play the Hawks the first round or the Wizards the first round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the Hawks are in disarray. Wizards. I'm not really overly worried about the first round. You never know with those teams, but yeah, it's if you can avoid the Bucks until the Eastern Conference Finals.
Honestly,
even the Heat, right? I mean, Heat they're kind of built for the playoffs with Bam and Butler and Harrow and that team.
You just got Kevin Love too.
Kevin Love, great. They're just like Miami just wants everybody. They're like the Yankees of like 2004, 2005, like just trying to get any guy that'll come play for them.
And I wouldn't say the Yankees. I feel like they kind of nabbing some people out of their prime, like Kevin Love, Mike Lowry, which is really not going to help them too much. But
Right.
ultimately, I don't think they're that much of a good team compared to how they were before.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Knicks right now sitting at the 6th spot. Hopefully, we can sneak up into that 4 or 5 range, about 5-6 games back. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
And that Jalen Brunson contract is looking like a deal right now.
Oh yeah, I mean he's playing great. Some people felt like he was a snub that he didn't get a All-Star selection, but ultimately, I mean he's doing his thing, man. Knicks needed a point guard for a while, and he's delivering. Randall's having one of his best seasons yet. We kind of need RJ to get healthy and figure it out. We just got to figure out our bench, man. But ultimately, it's going to be an interesting season as far as who we get to match up against. If we land up in that 4 or 5 spot, or if we go to that, if we stay in that 6, then we're going to be playing the 76ers. And I don't think that's a good matchup for us. Even though I think we could win a few games, but ultimately I think they might take that down just because Embiid, unless he gets hurt.
Yeah, which is definitely in play.
50-50 chance. Then on to the NHL. I mean, the Bruins are on pace right now for the best season in NHL history. I mean, they're killing it on both sides of the ball. Well, not ball, puck, so to say. I'm interested to see if how things pan out as far as if they can match that best record, and then if they can take it all the way.
Yeah, the East is tough, man. It's a battle up there. You get the Bruins, obviously Toronto below them. Hurricanes have been playing really well. Devils, maybe your Rangers are right in there. But yeah, I mean, I think Marchand came out and said it today. He's like, no one cares about the regular season, right? In the end, like when you look back on things, cool, we had the best record. That doesn't matter to these guys. The only thing that matters is hoisting that cup at the end of the year. So what they need to do with the last 25 games or so is just dial in their game, stay healthy, and get ready for the playoffs. No different than I would say what the Celtics should be doing in the NBA, kind of a similar type deal, right? Like just get healthy, figure out your game, figure out the points that haven't been working so much, maybe like the power play. I know they haven't been awesome on the power play lately, and get those dialed in before the playoffs start.
Yeah, that's ultimately that's kind of similar to like Golden State, man. Like when they
exactly
when they had that crazy record and they end up losing in the finals. And pretty much to them, that great record didn't matter because they didn't win.
No, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, they're now the team that won 73 games and didn't win the finals, right? Like the Bulls won 72 games, set the record, and won the championship. But in the end, they don't talk about the Bulls winning, 72 games. It's the championship. Like again, Patriots go 16-0. Nobody really cares because they lost the Super Bowl.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, that's like Tom Brady said. I mean, if he would give back 2 rings to finish that season off with the perfect record, man.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he'd give more than 2 back to get that game back.
Oh yeah, but your boy Eli Manning, man, came through. Yep. Came through twice on him. I mean, we had the PGA. Your boy Ram took down the event. Made me some money. Wish it was Homo, but hey, I'll take it, man.
Yeah, it was good. Like we talked about, Riviera is one of the cooler courses that they play, and it seems like it's a course that all the players like. Tough course. It's got a couple quirky holes that are difficult, and then we got the return of Tiger. It was a really fun Thursday night watching him finish with 3 birdies and hitting that last putt on 18 to shoot a 69 on Thursday. I thought overall, he played pretty well, all things considered. First time playing, I would say 5 rounds back to back to back. Shot 67 on Saturday. I got it to 5 under at one point, and then was able to didn't play well on Sunday, but was able to finish it off. But yeah, I thought he looked good. The swing looked good. I think the putter was a little rusty. On Friday, I think he missed like 5 or 6 inside of 8 feet on the first 9 that really killed him. But yeah, he looked good. But the story again is John Rahm is playing some of the best golf we've ever said. I would say Tiger-like golf from back in the day. I think he's won 5 of his last 7 starts, something like that. He's just constantly right there. Him and Homa had a good little battle, but Rahm hit the shot he needed to hit, and then was able to take Homa down on Homa's home course. So I'd expect to see these guys continue to play well. I mean, this week is the Honda Classic. I think a lot of guys take this week off. I'm probably looking at like a guy like Sungjae M this weekend, if you're into that gambling thing. Shane Lowry, another guy. But next week is the fun one. I'd say it's like the first of the, not the real big. It's the 5th major. It's the Players Championship down at Sawgrass. Everyone knows that 17th hole, obviously. But if you grew up playing any sort of Tiger Woods golf, you probably know that course fairly well because it was played quite a bit. But yeah, this is I'd say this is more of an off week for the PGA Tour, and you got Live Golf down in Mexico this week as well. So I'm kind of curious to see what the ratings are comparison, because you got probably got not more stars on Live this week, but probably more well-known names than are playing on the PGA this week.
Oh yeah, man, definitely have to do some research on that. Pop a little $5 on that one.
Yeah, look at Sungjae M.
I think I hit the last 2 or 3 outside of a little fiasco I had when I pulled out early, but still.
you would have hit. You did hit it. You just hit it for less money than you would have if you just closed your eyes and let it play out.
Yeah, that's what I need to do when it comes to PGA bets going forward. Then I think that's it for sports. I know March Madness is coming up, but
oh yeah, you wanna how about the situation down in Alabama?
Yeah, man, that's you can't make that up, man. That's just a crazy situation, man. Just looks bad on the players, on the coaches, on the school, everybody. It's not.
What do you think they end up doing with? Brandon Miller's probably going to be an All-American on the court at least. Alabama's number 2 team in the country right now. I mean, what do you think that they do?
I mean, honestly, I think they're going to do is probably maybe suspend them maybe for the rest of the regular season, and then let him come back once the conference tournament starts. But as far as the coaching staff, I mean, a few people are definitely going to have to go on leave for a while. For how long, I don't know. It's just too many parties at fault here that that it's just like I feel like no matter how much they do, it's not going to be enough unless they, people start getting fired or kicked off the team, which I think they're not going to do.
Yeah, it's definitely tough because it's like you don't want to rush to judgment and suspend the guy and then turn out that he didn't do anything. But at the same time, it's like if there's any sniff of this guy being around that, and it sounds like there's a lot of smoke around it, that you gotta suspend him. And then the coach, I mean, Nate Oates just looks terrible, coming out and saying that, we can't control everything that they do. And, it was wrong place, wrong situation, or, whatever he ended up saying. But like, bad timing on where Miller was. Well, not really, because he was asked to bring a gun to a guy who ended up killing someone. So, he didn't pull the trigger, but he certainly didn't, stop the situation from happening.
Yeah, that's what's there. Just too many parties at fault that you can't even like everybody, like the whole building's got to burn.
Right.
But ultimately the school's not going to let that happen because, they want their team to win, and it's going to generate, it's just, college sports generates so much revenue for some of these schools that
I know.
I mean, they'd rather just take the backlash and not have to worry about their pockets.
Mm-hmm. Yep, unfortunately.
But it's gonna be a very interesting story to watch.
Yep, agreed.
Just because, like I said, they may suspend them a few games, but once that conference tournament starts, everybody's probably going to be back because because you got to get into the tournament. It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so we got Chipotle steak tacos tonight.
Okay.
Start off by roasting some veggies. So I had a poblano pepper, red pepper, red onion that I sliced up, roasted in the oven for a half hour with some olive oil, salt, pepper, and then some cabbage, red cabbage. I did the same. Sliced it up again, roasted it in the oven for a half hour just to get a little crisp on the slaw. So while that was happening, then took the made a chipotle sauce. So just a can of the chipotle and adobo, honey, olive oil, fresh orange juice, and some orange zest in there, and mix that all together. Season with salt and pepper after, and then so once the veggies are done, pulled those out. Mixed some of the sauce up with the veggies after I diced them. Diced all the peppers and onions up. Added it in with the cabbage. Mixed that all together with the chipotle sauce, and then cooked the steak, just a skirt steak. Really just kept it pretty basic, salt and pepper seasoning. Fried it up on the grill for about 3 minutes aside, and then cut that up nice and thin. And then took the corn tortillas and torched them on the open flame on the stove for a couple seconds to get a little char.
Okay.
So then throw the slaw on the bottom, steak on top. You can throw a little queso fresco on there, and then topped it with some more of the chipotle sauce, and you got your taco.
Oh, nice. Did you when you eat tacos, do you normally put anything extra on there, or just whatever it is?
It depends. It depends what I'm in the mood for. Sometimes I'll I think my typical go-tos are avocado, queso fresco, hot sauce, and sometimes like a pico de gallo. If I have cilantro, I'll use that. But yeah, typically it just depends on the style.
Yeah, I normally like to get some pico, sour cream. It depends. Maybe some. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll be taking that barbecue hot sauce from Chipotle sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Until I can find somewhere that sells it. But
yeah,
so it all depends. But it also depends on what kind of taco it is. So
yeah, no, I hear you.
But you can't be adding like you get a shrimp taco. Not really gonna put no sour cream on there. Gonna put some other type of stuff. So it all depends. And then what'd you guys drink that down with?
So today, because it's National Margarita Day. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's always some sort of day. But so I went with the habanero margarita.
Okay.
So do these multiple ways, but there's a mix that I like. I think I've mentioned it on here before. That's good, but to do it fresh, typically like to soak some habaneros in tequila, and then I take lime juice, fresh lime juice, some simple syrup, triple sec, and then a couple ounces of the habanero infused tequila. Shake that all up together, some ice, and then I just use a regular salted rim. Some people like to use the spicy salt, but that's a little overboard for me. So yeah, just a simple salt, regular salt with that habanero mixture. And I think that triple sec and the simple syrup give it a little sweetness and kind of cuts that heat a little bit, but you still get the heat on the back end. It's really it's probably my favorite type of margarita to have.
Sounds pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Is that one your favorite, or do you have other ones that are your favorite?
That one's probably my favorite. I'm not really big into like the fruity ones. There's like cucumber jalapeno ones are good too. I like those. Those are refreshing. But yeah, I would say the standard habanero infused margarita is probably my favorite.
Oh man, as I said, do they make that frozen?
Oh, you can make frozen, yeah, absolutely.
I never had that one frozen. I might have to do some research.
So you gotta ask for it sometimes, because sometimes they're not on the menu. So I always ask. I'm just like, hey, do you have a spicy margarita? And then they say yes. I just say it. So sometimes they do jalapeno infused. Sometimes they have like there's a tequila where it's a jalapeno cucumber tequila. Like I had a guy pull out some ghost pepper tequila one time. So it depends on the place, but I always ask if you like a good spicy margarita. You ask them, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, man, I've never had a frozen one. Might have to
Oh yeah,
ask.
it's easy. Just throw it all in there, throw some ice in a blender, and you're good to go.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not the same. Some people don't they don't know how to mix well when it comes to frozen compared to the regular like normal drink. So
yeah,
well, definitely I'll ask for it next time. So
oh yeah.
and that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then for this week for the BRRs, I mean, pretty much we're going through the same shows. These shows are keeping us alive, keeping us afloat. I mean, these 3 shows right here is a trifecta. It's going to be a shame when they end. I don't know what the hell we're going to do with ourselves on the Sunday. We had Last of Us, another good episode. Your boy Joel, finally meets his brother. He kind of almost abandoned ship here, but homegirl got him back on track. So, but then he got shanked. So we have to wait to see what happens. I was like, I can't end like this. Come on, man. We have to wait to see what happens next week, man.
Yeah, I don't think it ends like that, but yeah, it was just kind of one of those things. It's like, come on, like this how we're gonna do it? Some weirdo in Eastern Colorado is gonna shank him, and that's the end of it. You made it all the way. Give me a break. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how the rest of this season plays out. It looks like next week they're going to go into a little bit more of a backstory on Ellie, how she grew up or whatever. So, but yeah, it was kind of cool that that little setup that they had there in Wyoming or northern Colorado, wherever they were, self-sustaining and tying into the power and all that. That was pretty cool. I would just been like, you know what? I'm good here, guys. I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah, but I think ultimately, he still wants to get her over to the to the west, so to say, so they can figure out the cure.
He wants. Yeah, exactly. They want to get to that point, which I get too. But I'm also interested to see where they went from Colorado. Sounds like it looks like Salt Lake City, maybe, but
yeah. But that's
are they gonna get to Salt Lake City and then they're not gonna be there? Like it's kind of a moving target.
Well, yeah, man, that's what they said. That might be the case because remember he was looking at the map, and on that map he saw it had like I won't say dots, but all the 3 different people like colors moving towards one area. So I wonder if things change. So then we had our other show that you caught up on. I mean, we had Mayor of Kingstown. Like I said, man. But between this show and Your Honor, I mean, the second seasons are better than the first, especially for Mayor, man. They got a lot going on. Your boy Mike is messing up. Looks like he's getting it together, but then ultimately some stuff happened at the end of the episode where the guy that's supposed to sign the paper to get Bunny out got shot up. I'm not sure by who, but man, this is just he just can't catch a break.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who did that, who ordered that hit, and does the ADA now lady there, can she sign off on maybe Bunny getting out quicker?
Yeah,
or does it just kind of delay things some more? Because I think Bunny's time is running short in prison there.
I wouldn't say it's running short, but I think he's just it's gonna force him to do stuff he doesn't want to do, and then now he's gonna potentially be stuck in jail.
That's what I meant. Like his time is running short of actually making it out of jail, alive or without a lifetime.
Yeah, man. So I mean, and then the fact that I feel like it might get to the point where he's running things so much that from the jail that he just doesn't even care anymore. He's just fucking shit up for everybody. So
yeah, he's I kind of like feel bad for him. Like he's always been like helpful to the cause that Mike and even before Mike, his brother, were doing, and now it's like they kind of screwed him. I think Bunny can understand why they did, but now it's like, all right, this is taking way too long.
Yeah, you just gotta make the best of the situation. So, and then the other situation with Homeboy, because he got all his bonds. I wonder if it was him that shot the DA up.
Could be Milo.
Yeah. Milo's still out there chilling in the damn church. So
no one believes Mike. that Milo's still out there. They don't want to believe it.
Yeah, we haven't found the body or anything, so we don't think he's alive.
Right.
But it's only gonna get worse because I think now he knows that they found the stuff. He wants it back.
He does.
Then our third show we had Your Honor. I mean,
this one I'm not caught up on.
Oh man, what was the last one?
Episode was I didn't watch this last week's episode.
Yeah,
I heard
man.
It was good though.
Yeah, another good episode, man. They tie up some loose ends with some history about his wife and stuff like that, which leads us to some new discoveries of some stuff that went on. I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
So
we're gonna catch up tomorrow.
Yeah, man. It's going down in that too, man. It's just
it's heating up.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how they're gonna catch what's his name? The bad guy, what's his name?
Baxter?
Yeah. I'm interested to see how they're gonna get Baxter tied up and all this stuff. So
yeah, he's been pretty good about kind of dodging all that stuff.
Yeah, but now that they got him in the deal now, I'm interested to see how the FBI girl's gonna try to tie everything up to get him arrested, or because remember, homeboy was like they're either gonna get him or he's about to be owner of the casino. So
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I feel like all these shows trying to do damn casinos. Like when it comes to like big business laundering money.
I was gonna say it's easy to launder money through casinos. That's why.
I feel like it got to be something else they can do besides.
It's all cash on the table. So you throw a couple, throw some extra dollars in there.
Oh, I'm sure, because there's too much money that runs through a casino on a daily basis. So.
Yep, exactly.
And then outside of that, just some other shows I'm checking out. Like I said before, The Wolf Pack, The Rig, Mayfair Witches, Q's, All of Us. And then I went to see the Quantumania, man, the boy Ant-Man. If I had to rate the movie, probably give it like a 7.7 out of 8. It was okay, solid movie. The bad guy, Kang, was great, but the fact, I don't want to give it away. Some stuff happens during the movie. I don't know, Ant-Man just doesn't do it for me though. Sometimes it's just too comedic. He's not like serious enough at times. Even when he is serious, it's kind of like jokingly serious. So, but this is pretty much just the kind of like the setup for what's to come. So I don't want to give it away, but Kang is pretty much going to be our major villain going forward for the next phase of Marvel movies. I'm just interested to see how they play it all out, because ultimately what happens is it's going to be different timelines, universes going at it with each other for supremacy. So don't be surprised if we see multiple superheroes or supervillains going at it in the next upcoming years. So, and I think that's pretty much it, man.
Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Till next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.